Here we are again. It's 2025. It's August. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's time for a coast to coast. Well, made it to some bees. 3 trains, 1 bus and a little bit of walking in between because the railway tunnel was down, so there was a rail replacement bus on. And I'm going to get my pitch tonight at Seacoast Park, stay the night, wet my feet in the Irish Sea, select my stone, and I'll be ready to go in the morning. So I'm just spending my first night at Seacoast Park campsite, and I just happened to come up on this beautiful bit of British engineering here, and I had a chat with the owner. His name's Marius Anderson, and rather than me get it completely wrong, he's doing a bit of a charity thing, so I thought I'd let him explain. Now sir, tell me all about it.
This is where I started, just north of Inverness, on my trip up to John O'Groats, along to Darness, down to Allapole, all the way back east, down to Fraserburgh, and right round the country, down to Ramsgate, up to Land's End. Got my photo taken beside the post, all the way up through Wales. Had a show here, agricultural show, and then a little bit we had a classic show here with classic tractors, cars and motorbikes. And then on up here and through towards Lancashire, and here we are tonight.
Cool. You must have seen some weather.
Only in Scotland so far. I did see some weather, lots of good weather in England and Wales.
So tell me about the Facebook page and what it's in aid of.
Yeah, the Facebook page is RoadRage Cowboy, if you want to look up RoadRage Cowboy. And we're down here for our Royal Agricultural Benevolent Institution, and the Scottish one as well, which covers Wales and England and Scotland. Then we have Doddy Weir, Moto Neuron. Everybody knows Doddy, famous rugby player. Cancer research.
Yep.
Everybody goes for that one, for sure. Everybody knows somebody who has some problem with something somewhere. Yeah. This one here, Sane. Sane is for mental health, and that is national throughout UK. So basically at this point in time I'm just around about the 3,000 miles mark, and I've still got a fair bit to go, navigating back into Scotland tomorrow, home country, but heading west all the way down to Campbellton, and then from then on up all the way up the west coast right up towards Allapole, and then home to Aberdeenshire, and we'll be done.
You're going to be ringing when you get there.
I'll be ringing, it's guaranteed to rain.
I look, he even does his Dobie while he's travelling. There's his socks. Right, nice one. Thank you very much. I wish you the very, very best of it. And I'll take a photo and I'll put the scan to donate on the
that'd be fine.
As a link to that. So I'll copy the link into my description on my YouTube page.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Cheers now.
Cheers.
I have to say, the Isle of Man is very prominent today. I think it's the Isle of Man. Yeah, I'm sure it's the Isle of Man. Very prominent. Couldn't see it too well last time I was here. See it easily today. 2 customs that we have to do before we set off on the coast to coast. First one being is select a rock. The second one is wet your feet in the Irish Sea. That rock gets carried all the way across the country with you and deposited into the North Sea. Let's pick a nice one. Let's have a small one. Yep. Ideal. Nice and lightweight. St Bees Beach. It's a moody day. It's warm with a gentle breeze. Perfect hiking conditions. I'm eastbound and down.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound just like a bandit.
Right, so I'm at an old observation post at the top of St Bees Head, as it were, and the mountains, I don't know if you can see them in the distance, of the Lake District, the highest one being Scafell Pike, 977 metres. Looking around, I don't know if it's visible on the camera. Might just be able to make it out. That is the Isle of Man over there, and that's 30 miles across the sea, with the highest point being Snaefell at 621 metres. And yes, I am ready for a sideboard just underneath the shot. And in the far distance you can just make out Scotland over there, and the far right of the screen you can just make out the St Bees Lighthouse. We'll be heading over later today. Right, so at the moment we're just rounding St Bees Head, and we're going to be coming up shortly on Flesick Bay, which I believe is great for people who like scrambling, and I believe there's dinosaur footprints and all manner of geological features to look at there. So we'll have a look at that from a distance. We won't be heading down because we've got quite a schedule due to the time constraints. So I'm going to be averaging hopefully 19 to 20 miles today, and I'm hoping that I can actually make camp and lay up for the night by YHA Black sail, which will entail doing the left hand side of the shore as you're headed down, so the northern side of Ennerdale Water, I believe, because there's less of a scramble. I've done the, yeah, is it the southern side? Yeah, I've done the southern side twice now. Yeah, so I thought I'd have a look at the new coast to coast route, which follows a gravel path. It's flatter and better for just getting your clog down, get some speed and miles done. Ooh, a little bit of a wobble there, and yeah, we'll just have a look at that, see how it goes. Right, well, we're 2.68 kilometres in, and we've now arrived at Flesick Bay. which is grand. Okay. Public footpath, coast to coast, England coast path, Bergan's quarry, 2¼ miles, where we turn inland, I believe. Final look at Fleswick Bay from the other side. We head up and out. There's a sign to the left of me here that says birds at St Bees Head. Yeah, I think they've gone fishing. Pigeons head over the horizon there. It's St Bees Lighthouse. Bergan Quarry. Happy days. A bit of information about Bergan Quarry. I didn't realise the stone from the quarry helped build Liverpool Cathedral and Carlisle Cathedral. I also believe the church in St Bees made of the same red stone. Anyway, we're going to turn right away from the coast, lose the dramatic coastline, start heading inland and try and get a glimpse of the Lake District. I've reached the end of the track, path, road, whatever you want to call it, from Bergan Quarry. No coast to coast sign. I'll tell you what I can see in the distance. I can see Dent Hill. I can see the majesty of the Lake District in the distance, towering up into the cloud. I hope none of it's got rain in it. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first village, Sandwith. Very pretty it is too. First pub of the trip, Dog and Partridge. We're going up here. Right, so I'll come up the top of that road, straight across, and it looks like a world of misery because I am bare-legged. So when I get stung, there'll be no facial expression whatsoever. I'll just take it like a man. Off camera, of course. There's Ennerdale, lit up in the sunshine. Looking lovely. I'm crossing a cattle grid here. I believe we cross a train tracks in a minute, if I remember rightly. But look at that in the distance. Magnificent Lake District with Dent Hill there. Centre picture. I hope that's open. We're going over that if we can today. It was closed last time I came through. A diver in along the road, which wasn't too pleasant. We shall see. Bergan Railway Bridge again. Quick point to note about that last railway bridge. as of when they've created the new coast to coast route, which is late 2025, possibly 2026, you turn right once you go underneath there and up onto that. That's actually a cycleway, and that is the new route. I've continued straight on and I'm following Wainwright's original route, heading straight into Moor Row now, and I'm approaching the main tarmac road now, so we'll have a look at that way, eh? Let's go. That's a much better route. I far prefer that. So if you want to go to Alfred Wainwright's statue, that takes you straight there, rather than bringing you along that way and having to come off and then go back down again. And here he is, the man himself. Check this out, sunshine, just coming into Moor Row, outstanding. Look at that, we have sunshine. That's improved morale slightly. Happy days. There he goes, coming to Moor Row. Lovely artwork with hope. Hope if you park there you don't get clamped. Every life matters. Crack on. Moor Row has a fantastic wall art. Somebody's a dab can with a spray can. Dab hand with a spray can rather. Outstanding. There it is, our first big ascent of the day. Dent Hill. Get up that, down the other side into Nannycatch Beck. We are officially in the district of Lakes. Here and have a nice cup of coffee. Luckily I brought my own, it's closed. Make it up. Could you? Just couldn't make it up. Quite open and suddenly I lose the whole packet. Cheers. Well, we're closing in on halfway. I believe we're about 14 k's, and I think halfway is something like 17, 18. So I'm going to try and push on to Black Sail tonight, try and find a nice pitch with a view, and there's less to do tomorrow then. But I don't want to overcook it on day one, so see how we feel. So if we start to feel a bit fatigued, then we'll pull the pin. The first decent wild pitch that I find. How about that? Anyway, for now, 11's is, seeing it's 10 past 11. Perfect timing. Well, climbing Dent Hill now. That's a big old pile of wood down there. That's big. That is big. Ah dear. Wow. Turned into a lovely day. A lovely day. There's some bees in the distance over there. Just at that little valley, just at the middle of the shot there. I'll have another look at that when we get up higher. But for now, I'm going to replace my heart in its original position, take it out of the back of my throat, and continue the ascent. Happy days! Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it. We are at the top of Dent Hill, despite ignoring copious signs for logging operations, which are perfectly capable of giving a wide berth to any logging machinery and totally responsible for my own safety, so I completely ignored them. And other than don't climb on the massive pile of logs, you're golden. So quite a climb, and it's just stunning. I mean, over here to my 12 o'clock centre of screen, we're at the site of the second largest nuclear disaster, meltdown, whatever you want to call it, in Great Britain. The first being when my wife saw the bill for some of the camping gear, that ultralight camping gear that I've bought for this. So there was a bit of a meltdown there, and I believe Teesside's going to be highly irradiated for the next 250 years. But yeah, anyway, there's the second largest nuclear disaster, and stunning as it is. Once again, cliffs centre shot. Frame it up, there we go. The valley centre shot there was St Bees. That's where we started from today, and the cliff on the right is our first climb round. We followed all of the St Bees Head and came in just at the end there, travelling through all of these little villages till we've made our way up to here, centre of Dent Hill. Outstanding. Now beginning our descent from Dent Hill. Lovely, innit? Beauty that is Nanny Catch Beck. It's just stunning. There in my tent there, dry it out. Seeing we got a little bit of rain just as I was packing up. Just enjoying a lovely tuna and tortilla wrap. Myself a nice little stone circle of Blakely moss. How lovely. Tell you what's even lovelier, I'm reeling that horizon in. Rapido. You go 20 odd k's, you don't see a single new coast to coast sign, and then like buses, there's bloody two. How's about that then? We are nearly there. That is Ennerdale, and we're coming up on Ennerdale Bridge. Outstanding. Ennerdale's looking particularly fine today. So I just stopped in for a bottle of juice and a recharge of the old phone. so we're not maxing out the battery bank over the next 3 days, so every chance I can find a socket to plug in saves me time charging at night and saves me a bit of battery. And yeah, we're all fueled up, ready to go again. So we're leaving Ennerdale Bridge now, heading for Ennerdale Water. We've got 5.18 k's to the end of Ennerdale Water, and then we're going to make the D as to what to do from there. Let's crack on. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Love Wild Ennerdale. Getting into the thick of it now. I believe that's Great Bourne, centre screen. That's Starling Dodd there. The one in the foreground. On the other side, that's the scramble that I did last time. That's Robin Hood Seat. And we're headed round. Now, I have to say, there are white cottages absolutely everywhere up here. I've got a feeling that at the bottom of Great Burn is the house from 28 Days Later. That's right. Or is it 28 Hours? I don't know. One of the films, the zombie film. So I've got a feeling that's it. And we also have a friend who knows who owns it, apparently. So yeah, nice little link. What a view though. Absolutely stunning out towards Bowness Knot, if it is the right place. Let it never be said, I don't admit my mistakes, so scratch my last. That is confirmed as the house from 28 Days Later. Well, this is where we say goodbye to Ennerdale. That's the end of Ennerdale. Camped over there, literally directly opposite where we are a couple of times. Very buggy. I'm moving on. Beautiful clear mountain water. There you go. It's a different view of Pillar. This time with horizon levelling on. I forgot to turn it back on after Dent Hill. So hopefully I haven't got too wobbly footage. Back along Ennerdale. Yeah. Nice. There's the River Leaser for you. There's an alternative route that goes on the right hand side of this. So if you're after a bit more adventure, that's the way to go. If you don't take the high route over Red Pike, that is. Anyway, moving on. I need to get me... You'll do for me, Chief. There she is, the loneliest hostel in the whole of the United Kingdom. Black Sail YHA. Oh, I'm very happy to see it. Now all we're going to do is find a pitch. How's about that for a campsite for the night? We've got Great Gable and Green Gable shrouded in the mist, and it's just stunning. Black Sail's just over there, and yeah, that's fantastic. Loads of people in there eating pie and mash and gravy, the lucky so-and-sos, but that's all right. I think I've got beef, cottage beef, I think, for dinner tonight. We'll have a look, see what we've got. Either way, I'm looking forward to it, so let's get this house up. It looks good. Let's do one of these, eh? Wallop. Will that do you? That's a good solid pitch, that. I'm happy with that number. She's tighter than a bass drum without being overly stretched. I've checked inside, laid in her, made sure that I'm not sort of on an angle of the dangle or anything like that. So I'm going to be comfortable. Wind wise, we're pretty well protected. We've got great views for the morning. And we've even got a flushing lavatory for the night. It's absolutely outstanding. I'm over the moon. Right, time to get a feed. So a quick show around the setup. The tent is just next mid one person, but for most ordinary mellow conditions, it's good for cold weather, snow loading and all the rest of it. So yeah, I've took my two side guidelines, or one off the other side, and I made myself a little washing line so I could do a little bit of admin, start drying some gear out, air my socks for tomorrow. Inside we've got that's my food bag, and I'll go through the food at a later date, but yeah, I'll show you what I'm taking. Bin bag, obviously, water bottle and juice. There's dinner on the cook. So I haven't gone for a sleeping bag, I've gone for a quilt. And the quilt is the Enlighten Equipment Enigma, and it's good to -6, and to be honest, it's just too damn warm. So there you go. Got a little charging station going on here. So over here I've got just a standard Anchor 20,000 milliamp hour battery. I know you can get lighter, but at 340 grams, 20,000 milliamps. It's pretty good. I mean, you just have to live with the fact that it takes all night to charge. So I've got my bug kit there. I'm using Mozzie coils, and to get around securing those, where is it? I've got the 9-inch Eastern pegs. Here we go. And I've taken the pull cords out because it's just dead weight, to be honest. You can always get it out. I've just banged a little tiny bit of elastic on, so you can put the centre of the Mozzie coil on there and it'll hold it a good distance off the ground, provided you're not in tinderbox dry conditions, because you don't want to set yourself and the surrounding hills on fire, and you're away. So for my pillow tonight, I've given up with the air pillows. I don't like them, they just don't feel right to me. I far prefer just a buff with my spare clothing in it, and I can run an elastic band off the quilt that connects around there through the buff to hold it in position. But to be perfectly honest, I like to move around a bit at night, so yeah, that does me. And I've got my first aid kit in the corner, and my Enlighten Equipment Torrid puffy jacket there. I will be adding a full kit list and weight, but I think I'm somewhere about, I think I'm around 7.5 kilos base weight with camera gear. So, and the pack for this gig is the Durston Kakwa 55. Dan Durston, you are a legend, and I love your kit. Right, I'm starving. I'm going to ogle that and get a feed. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Can't get tired looking at that.